Hello and welcome everyone. If it's your first time watching, welcome. I'm so glad to have you. Today I'm going to show you a recipe that I really enjoy making. It is a peaches and cream cake. It's good for a breakfast, like a decadent kind of special breakfast. It's good for a brunch. It's good as just a regular dessert also. Two of the things I really like about this recipe are that, well, one is that it basically uses pantry staples with the exception of cream cheese and peaches. Now peaches are a pantry staple for me because I can peaches from my peach trees here, but some years I don't have them, or some years, you know, they all get used up. Just kind of depends on the season. And another great thing about this recipe is you can see I'm using a quart jar of peaches. But if you don't can peaches, you can use two 15-ounce cans of peaches. And it doesn't matter if they're in heavy syrup or light syrup or fruit juice. It's whatever you want, just sliced peaches. These are in probably like what is considered a medium syrup. And I like that this is a recipe that just takes a quart jar of peaches. I love those recipes that I can use my canning items and it's just a real easy transfer over. So let me go over the ingredients with you and then we'll get this underway. So you're going to need a 9 by 13 baking dish. Okay. You're going to need 2 teaspoons of baking powder. You're going to need 1 teaspoon of salt, 2 eggs, 1 1/3 cup of all-purpose flour, 1 cup of milk, 2 8-ounce bars of cream cheese. You either need a quart jar of peaches or 2 15-ounce cans of peaches. Of course, there's a 2-ounce difference between the two of those, but really it's not that big of a deal. You're going to have more peaches with your canned peaches, home canned peaches anyways, because generally you pack more peaches in than come in a can of peaches. So it's not a big deal. You'll just have a little more fruit. You're going to have a little more fruit if you are using your own canned peaches anyways. 1 cup of sugar. And then we also have here 2 teaspoons of sugar and 1 teaspoon of cinnamon. You're going to need some baking spray for your dish, or you could grease it with Crisco or butter, however you choose to do that. And then this is melted butter, 6 tablespoons. Okay, so we're going to preheat the oven to 375, and then we're going to need a medium bowl to get started. There's not a whole lot that we're going to put in here. First thing we're going to do is we're going to mix the dry items. So we're going to put the flour in, we're going to put the baking powder in, and the salt, and we're just going to give it a quick little mix around just to kind of blend that together. Okay, I poured the butter in. We're going to add the milk here. And now the 2 eggs. And we're just going to get that all mixed up. Okay, it's all mixed up there. It is a little lumpy. That's okay. You don't need perfection in the batter here. And I'm just going to pour it in to my baking dish. Okay, so the next thing we're going to do is drain our peaches. We're going to reserve the liquid or the whatever it is in your particular case of peaches. And I'm just using the same bowl that I just did use, because it's all gonna, you know, it's all getting combined anyways. These peaches are kind of babies from I'm an amateur orchardist, if that's a word. That's a learning process. Anyhow, so there they are, juices below. So now I'm just going to arrange these peaches over the batter here. You can get as pretty as you want or as simple as you want. Doesn't really matter. It's going to look good no matter what, and it's going to taste good no matter what. So you just lay them out. You could use a spoon. You can just kind of, drizzle them around. If you only have chopped peaches, that's fine too. You can just kind of toss them over. The only thing I wouldn't really do is halves, but you could, you could cut them up. You can see some of these are kind of random sizes. Okay, and so there they all are. They kind of sink a little down into the batter because it's not a super thick batter. Okay, so here's my cream cheese. We're working on the cream cheese filling now. So your cream cheese should be room temperature. If it's not, you're just going to have to use a reduced heat setting on your microwave and warm it up so it's easy to mix. Even though mine is room temperature, I am going to still heat it up a little bit to make mixing it even easier, so I don't have to use the blender or the mixer. So anyhow, what we're going to do to this, we're going to add the 1 cup of sugar, and we're going to add the 2 tablespoons of the peach reserved liquid, peach juice, syrup, whatever. Okay, so we're running out of ingredients here. There's the sugar. Here is the peach juice. And if it wasn't for the fact that I'm recording this and I didn't want to use a dirty bowl, and show you the dirty bowl, I would still be using the same bowl because it just doesn't really matter. I mean, it's all going right back in the same place. There is going to be distinctive, items in this, but also there's a degree of intermixing as well. This isn't one of those types of recipes where you have to be real concerned about, we don't need to nitpick about it. This is a simple, delicious, rustic, no real frills kind of dessert. And it's just nice. Just, you just throw it together and you don't have to overthink it. Okay, so we're all mixed together. I did warm my cream cheese a little further than room temperature just to help it mix real easy without the blender, the mixer. But there are a couple little chunks, and that's okay. You're not going to notice it. It's going to be just fine. If that were to bother you, you could use the mixer. And now we're just going to take spoons of the filling, and we're just going to dabble it around in here and try to evenly distribute it. And now finally, all we have left is that little bit of sugar and cinnamon for our topping. The sugar is basically to just help distribute the cinnamon. So we're just going to mix this together and sprinkle it. You could use a spoon, you can use your fingers. It's totally up to you. Okay, so here it is, ready to go in that oven that's already preheated and just do its thing in there. So the oven was set for 375. We're going to start with 35 minutes and take it anywhere from 35 to 45 minutes in the oven. So this is after 40 minutes at 375. It's looking really nice, and if only you could smell it. It smells so good. So what we're looking for is just the area where the dough was, or the batter, that it is looking well done. You can see some bubbling there, and that is the cream cheese, the cheesecake type filling area. That's going to be kind of like molten-y until this cools down a little bit. But this cake, dessert item, whatever you want to call it, it can be served warm, not directly from the oven, but warm. It can be served room temperature. It can be served cold. You can reheat it a little bit. That is just all about preference. So it's going to be whatever works best for you and your family. So now let's just get this plated up so you can take a look at it. Such an easy recipe. So easy, so quick, and it's just delicious. And the nice thing about it is it's not overly sweet. So it's not like sickeningly sweet. All right, and here I'm going to show you a couple pieces just all plated up to serve my family. You can see the clear division of the different layers that we created. They're kind of sporadic layers, but you can see peaches, and you can see the breading, and you can see the cream cheese layers. So I hope that you've enjoyed this video, and I hope that you make this recipe. I would love to hear from you in the comments. I always love to hear from you in the comments. So please share with me. And if you liked this video, please give it a thumbs up. And also, please check out my other content and subscribe. So I will see you all again real soon. Thanks so much for watching, and I hope you all have a great day.